politics was different then. There was a fairly collegial feeling in the House of Commons, and there was a sense that we could work together. It would be silly to say, oh, it was all lovely. Of course it wasn't all lovely. You know, there were ups and downs. There certainly was an overlay of sexism. I think there's no question of that. I made a real attempt when I was the leader to ensure that more women were elected. And we had a special policy on getting more women elected. Not everyone in the party liked it, that's for sure.
As we look ahead, what is to come? What is your analysis sort of the political landscape right now in Canada, the party that you once led?
Yeah. Well, I think it's very uncertain. I mean, for any political party right now, the international scene has become much more complex. Now, on many fronts, there are wars, serious international issues, and that requires a lot of coming together and working together. The election in the United States, who knows what's going to happen? We don't know, but it certainly occasions a feeling of economic insecurity. Hopefully that won't come to play, but it could. As far as the New Democratic Party goes, I think if we stick to our principles, if we stick to the things that really matter to Canadians, I think we'll continue to do well.
You represented the Yukon, and we've had MPs of every political stripe in the last 40 years. When you were there, you were party leader. We had Eric Nielsen, who was in cabinet before that. Were there any moments in your time in Ottawa where you really had, Yukon on the map? We haven't had a national leader or a cabinet minister in a long time now.
I think that we were a bit more on the map. I mean, I can't be too pretentious about it. Of course, Eric, was called Yukon Eric, and people knew him. My observation at the moment, and in many ways it was true then too, the North is not really considered seriously, I think, in a lot of areas. And I use the North broadly in remote areas in Canada and so on. The latest issue that I must say really incenses me is the way we have ignored the people in remote communities around the price of foods. I mean, it's unconscionable. And, people are talking about a GST holiday. Well, those folks don't have any holiday. Maybe we should be looking at them, but of course there aren't many votes there. In my view, part of the reason that many issues in the North get overlooked is there's just not very many votes.
What are you most proud of in your time as leader?
Well, I am proud that we stood up against going into the war in Iraq. I'm very proud of the fact that while I was in Parliament, I was able to facilitate the land claims going through. As a party, we really attempted to structurally, not just by dialogue and saying nice things, to get more women elected. Now, we're talking about more New Democratic women, of course, but I'm very proud of that we put in a system that facilitated that, and I like to think that has carried over in time. I hope that it was a contribution to the country.